Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please click like and subscribe. And if you click on the little bell on the lower right-hand corner, you'll be notified of future videos that are uploaded. Today, we're going to talk about the conspiracy theory around the Denver International Airport in Denver, Colorado. Our story starts out in the 1995 year when it was decided that a new airport would be created. With the Stapleton Airport already nearby, this was a lengthy project, and some had the opinion it was unnecessary. But they decided to go ahead with this anyway. So, to give you an idea of the size of this, it spreads upwards of 35,000 acres of land. It's enormous. This makes it the third largest airport in the world, but it's more than double the size of the next airport in the United States. In the end, its construction caused the builders to go $2 billion over budget. Yes, $2 billion over budget for this. And then the strange things happen. They decided to commission some artwork to be done, right? So this was one of the areas where people walking through this airport have complained about the artwork in this airport. We're going to begin our story with a blue horse nicknamed Blucifer. Now, this is the man, Luis Jimenez, who created this interesting Bronco with glaring red eyes. How did he get the name Blucifer? Well, a chunk of this structure fell, severing an artery in his leg on June 13th of the year 2006, and it killed him. So the artist that designed it died at the hands of his own creation. So we move on to the next artist of our airport, and this is Leo Tanguma. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right because you never know. And here he is. Now, the interesting thing is he created some artwork, which he, named In Peace and Harmony with Nature. And of course, this doesn't look like anything peaceful or in harmony. It's got buildings on fire, children in caskets, and the story gets even stranger on this because there also is art that seemingly looks like a Nazi type of soldier piercing a dove, with children trying to hide to get away from this. So why the International Sign of Peace would you have artwork with someone in a scary mask, obviously a soldier, and all these people, these women on the sidelines are holding a seemingly dead babies. There's a theory that goes along with this could be biological warfare because he's wearing a mask. And also there are a couple of tiles that have the symbols for gold and silver on them, which, that in itself doesn't really bother me, although it's going to be strange that you would do that. But folks, it gets even weirder because the plaque, which also has Grandmasters names on there, has the New World Airport Commission, and that doesn't exist. There is no group called the New World Airport Commission. Doesn't exist. And then we've got the Freemason symbol of the square and the compass and the G, and we've got two Grand Masters who are listed there, Claude W. Grace Sr. and Benjamin H. Bell Jr. So why would the Freemasons be interested in this? And the memorial says to the people of Colorado in 2094. And they've kind of listed that, yes, there might be a few coins in here. Really? What else is in that time capsule? No one will know, I guess, until the year 2094. It is also interesting why the horse had to be blue, because I have to tell you that there is a horseman's word society. It's called the Society of Horsemen. It was formed in Britain to work with horses in the early 19th century. They had semi-religious order teachings and rituals that were designed to control horses and women. The structures of the society was based on Freemasonry, which is what we have here. And part of some of their rituals where they would read passages in the Bible backwards. And there was a theory that they practiced witchcraft. So that is relates to this blue horse. Could be a link to a Freemason secret society. So with this, we also have a boat with like skeletons in it, and a skeleton in the front kind of leaping forward. So this is in itself quite disturbing because it seems to point to world destruction from a variety of ways. When you come into the airport, you're also greeted by a gargoyle in a suitcase. So gargoyles are originally meant to ward off or scare off evil on the physical and spiritual sound. It's also the sound of gurgling, sound of water. So this is kind of an interesting theory also. There is also an idea that the runways form a swastika, and this kind of seems to be what this soldier is kind of, people thought maybe German looking, maybe, I'm not sure, but you can see the destruction of the building behind. So you can see why there would be all of these questions with this airport as to why you would have this kind of disturbing art. And here in this artwork, it appears that the soldier is maybe dead and the two doves are sitting on him or on the gun. And then we've got all these children. I can see why this would be a conspiracy theorist, grab onto this. Why they would grab onto this, because it has a lot of disturbing things on it. So with this is your very quick overview of this airport, okay? It's a very quick overview. I do want to point out some numerology. So the airport opened February 28th of 1995. If you add up all the numbers, it comes out to 36, and 3 plus 6 is 9. The plaque was dedicated 3/19/1994. If you add up all those numbers, it adds up to a 36. Again, same number, the date it opened and the date the plaque was dedicated. Is that a coincidence? I think not. 36, which again is 9. By the way, the number 9 is about endings. So let's move to the tarot cards, because this is where it gets a little more interesting. And I had to form some questions, because with the tarot cards, everything is in the question. So I had to ask the cards, was there an ulterior motive for this airport? Was there something else going on other than just building an airport? Because why would you go $2 billion over budget? That's like to the extreme. So I'm going to ask, was there an ulterior motive? And I'm actually going to pull the top card on all three of these. So here's the structure. 4 of Wands is about structure. By the way, there are doves showing up in the card. See the doves, the 2 white doves that could have been representative of the 2 white doves. And then we see a massive structure in the background. And of course, the 4 of Wands is a spiritual card. So this leaves us to believe that there is a spiritual concept going on there. What's our middle card? Gee, does that look like someone who is in a specific order? I think so. So the basis behind this airport on the very first cards that we're choosing are that this airport was designed on the principle of a higher order. So this is true. This is a higher order. And not only that, look at the mathematics in the background. There's a pattern going on. So this airport was designed for an order, a higher order. Yes, and that makes it appear to be an airport, right? So it's on the outside. Hey, everybody, here's an airport. Who cares if it's, you know, one of the largest one in the whole country? Who cares about that? There is definitely something else going on with that. Now, by the way, there were 5 buildings, and instead of tearing them down, they just built this structure on top of them, so they ended up being underground. So there is underground buildings and tunnels. So I found that to be very interesting. And then here we have the Queen of Swords, and ironically, she is standing between 2 temples. And when I see this like temple kind of structure, and the Hierophant in the normal decks is like the church, and that's like a temple, I think we're getting a really big sign here, folks. Knights Templar. I mean, I'm just going to spit it out right now. Knights Templar. I think that this airport has something to do with the Knights Templar. So the other question that I want to ask, and I enjoy switching to different decks because the artwork gives you a little bit more depth to your reading. So I want to go to one of my regular decks, and I want to ask, are there actual rooms and hallways and, oh, I have 2 decks here. That's interesting. I just had 1 card end up in the wrong deck. All right. Are there underground tunnels and buildings underneath the Denver airport? Now, what does this tell us here? She's like shushing, closing the mouth, like this is kind of secret. And there's energy flowing. So there's some kind of energy. There's energy flowing in that airport. And if you look closely at this Queen of Pentacles, there is a fear. There's something fearful in this chair here. There's a fear in this chair. There's a goat, horned goat on the chair, and she's very focused on something. So here's buildings. For the next card, there's buildings. So that tells me that from the past, this is the 6 of Cups from the past, there are past buildings. So this validates it for me that yes, there are buildings right there underneath. Now this almost feels like barracks, you guys, doesn't it? What do you think? Those buildings in the back. It feels like barracks or something. So we can ask the tarot cards, because you can ask anything you want. Are these underground buildings used for anything? What would the underground buildings be used for? This will be really interesting. Sometimes it's faster for me to flow through the cards like this. This isn't good. 5 of Cups, that's hidden. Oh God, that's really not good. This is not good. Camps, Moon. None of these cards I like. I don't like any of these cards, and I'm going to talk about why. First of all, we've got the 5 of Cups, and this could be biological warfare, right? Because this could be different chemical compounds. Do you remember when the tile said, what was it, AU and whatever gold and silver tables were in the tiles, and people were confused, like, why would they put that in the tiles? Well, this is chemicals. This could represent chemicals. Hidden, people getting sick, hidden. And then we have these barracks buildings showing up in the past again. I don't know if you want to see these closer or you just need me to talk about them. This interesting barracks. And then we also have temporary housing, like a temporary housing there. See the tents, temporary housing. And then we've got shadows for the shadow people. So I feel like it's a housing place for if the elites or somebody needs to be hidden there. It, you know, it just makes me think that they hide people there, shadow people, hidden people, but it's not for a good agenda because it's attached to the Seven of Swords, which is stealing, sneaky, and so is the moon, deception. And then here again, we have like a temple type of structure. Like when you go down into the depths of this, this card reminds me of the moon, Luna, crazy. It's absolutely crazy, hidden, sickness, biological. It could be a biological station where they are developing chemical warfare or even worse. Who knows who's down there? But it's definitely they're lying. This is the card about lying, lies, deception, cover-ups, lies, deception. Like that's all that we were trying to do covered in these three cards. So that is disturbing, folks. And then, you know, to top it off, I decided to look up the address of the airport because I study numerology, right? So I'm typing it in right now, the Denver airport. So, folks, the address of this place, I'm going to write it down for you so you can see it, is, here's a paper. You're not going to believe this because this is where it also blew my mind. It's 8500, okay, which is the number 13. Number 13, I don't know if you can see that. That's probably going to be hard for you to see. So it's 8500 and 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 is the death card of tarot, okay? So it's the death card of tarot. And of course we saw a lot of death in the art, right? And then it gets even weirder, folks, because it's on Pena Boulevard. Pena. You guys know what Pena means? You're about to find out. You know what Pena means? Pena means punishment. Punishment. Punishment, and the address is death. Punishment by death? Fucking weird. Not kidding you. This is, when I started to dive into this, I absolutely was shocked at what I was finding out. So let's use the Anna Kay deck and say, what do we all have to know about what's going on at the Denver International Airport? What do we all have to know that's going on? So there's a lot of people passing through. There is a lot of people that pass through that airport, right? Sorry about that. I forgot to turn my phone off. So there's a lot of people that pass through it. Oh, there's something. Oh, remember when we brought up the runways? The runways and the directions of the runways cause what? Why would that cause suffering? Why would that cause suffering? Where do I have the runways? The runways with the that form the swastika. I got to see where I put that in my pictures. If I think I have it. I think I have it in there. Look at that. The swastika runways. See that? And then we pull a card that shows us the runways. And look at it's actually paths, and they're straight. They're straight. And look at that. You can't make this shit up. The card's literally telling us to look at the formation of the runway. What else do we have to know about this? What else do we have to know? Money involved. There's money. There's some money operation, and it's, look, it did digging. It's in the ground, which means underground. So under the ground of the airport is a highly evolved money operation. Okay, so let's get out another deck, the Haunted House Tarot, and say what is, give us an idea of what we need to be most concerned about at that airport. What do we have to be most concerned about? This is, are you fucking kidding me? Human trafficking? Are you you gotta be kidding me. I don't even know what to say right now. I don't have any words right now. I'm filming this and I have no words. This is why I use like 10 to 12 different decks for reading, because it makes your, folks, it makes your readings more accurate. If you stick with one deck, unless you have other intuitive abilities, you're limited by the art on that deck. I have so many decks right around me right now, it's not even funny. And I just get guided to the right deck. Folks, this is people with chains on their necks. They're trapped. And this is evil. She's wearing horns. What's that on her forehead? The pentacle. Oh, this is the devil card. Oh, this isn't good. All right, this kind of threw me off. Wasn't expecting this to go here, so now I have to regroup my grouping. I have to regroup my thing because this is disturbing. There is some really disturbing things going on in this airport. Okay, let's get that card off. Is there anything that we can do? Is there anything that we can... wait a minute. Is there anything energetically going on in that airport? Is there anything energetically? Is that... Because if that's built on Freemason concepts, then is there anything that happens to those passengers that just walk through the airport? Is there anything energetically happening to them? Empress. There's something going on in her stomach. See that in her stomach? There's some kind of weird energy thing going on in her stomach. It's also the pregnancy card. Here we are with the devil had the pentacle and now he's focused on the pentacle. Oh, that's sacred geometry. So is the sacred geometry of the airport influencing the people that go there? Because remember, the Knights Templars built temples and they built them to hold a certain frequency, right? If you go look at Templars buildings, there's all kinds of weird type of symbols and sacred geometry. And they did it with very specific measurements to hold a vibration. And you know what, you guys? What's the hot? Yes. Okay, so it's telling me yes, you're on the right track, because this is the human. Oh, this is my DNA card, but this is also thoughts. It's thoughts. Thinking mind. Focused on symbols affecting the thinking mind. Brainwashing. Symbols, thoughts, brainwashing. Wow. So, okay, am I on the, are people getting brainwashed as they're going through this? Are people getting brainwashed in some way? Fours, structure. So it's the vibration of the structure. See the crystals? It's a vibrating structure that people are inside. Okay, so what's the outcome of that? What's the outcome for people going through a certain vibration of the airport? Wow, more crystals and more vibrating. Crystals and vibrating. This is what I mean. The tarot cards can literally lead you down rabbit holes that you could just be going on for a long time, trying to figure this out. So in the end, I've got to ask, is this good for the people? Is this a form of protection? Is this airport a form of protection for people or not? Because the 3 cards I pulled before were terribly scary. Strength and control. This is both about control, strength, power power, and the king is strength, power, leadership, power and leadership, strength, leadership, power. What's the point of the power? What is the point of the power? Oh, wow, like total control. Oh, shoot. That would be the plaque, the New World Order. The New World Order. This is the justice. Bring order in the court. Order in the court. Order in the court. This is leading us back to the plaque of this order. Okay, so now I need to ask about the order. They're wanting me to know about the order. So, what do we have to know about the order? The order of that, of who is behind the plaque? King of Pentacles. So we're getting kings here. We're getting kings, leaders, orders. This is an order, and it has a hierarchy, and it has leaders, and it's got hidden and deception. My goodness. And the weird thing about it is the address is comes to 8,500, and that's with Pena. Who came up with Pena? And that means punishment. Punishment with the death card. That God. This is so strange. I never expected this. What's going to be the outcome of this airport? Like, what is going to be the outcome of this airport? I should have went live with this so you guys could ask questions and help me. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. Oh, this doesn't look good. Wait a minute. Did one of those paintings have destruction of buildings on it? Did one of the paintings, there it is. First one I clicked on. By the way, this is called In Peace and Harmony with Nature. Yeah. Children in caskets and buildings burning up in the background. I don't think so. It looks like the furthest thing from peace and nature that I've seen. And it's disturbing the children in the caskets. That is, and sick. The one that's standing there with the squirrel looks sick. That animal looks dead. And that bird has a label in it. It's like a stuffed bird in that glass thing. So the tarot cards will give you hints. Wow. All right. I did not expect this to go in this way. So I'm going to just ask, wow. I'm trying to think of where I want to go with this, because this is just the weirdest mystery that I have looked at. This is very strange. This is very strange. So what do the people watching this, we've got to get some closure on here. We can't go forever. So what do the people ultimately need to know who are watching this about this Denver airport thing? Loss. Sickness, loss. Well, this is bees. No, are those bees? What is flying in this card? People with wings. Little people with wings. Okay, I don't know what to do with that. Little winged people. That's not a good card, but I don't like to end mysteries with anything good. So, is there any way, will this, whatever happens at the airport, do the people in the United States need to be aware of anything? With this airport thing, do the people in the United States need to be aware of anything? Yes, this is yes, and then there's a tower there. There's a tower in the back of the path. Okay, what do they have to be aware of? We'll try to bring some closure to this. You guys. Oh, man. I have to end on this because I'm sorry. You can't have this many Three of Swords. This is the card about loss. Loss. This could indicate death by sickness. It could indicate just delays, loss. It's loss. It's loss. Wow. Okay. So I hope there's other people that have done readings on the Denver airport with like tarot cards or their intuition or some other form of divination, because I'd really like to see what other readers, if you're a reader listening to this, can you do a reading on the Denver airport art? because this is quite disturbing to me. I haven't had a mystery. I don't like to end these leaving people like fearful. I mean, are the people listening to this, are we going to be safe? Are we going to be safe? Hope this is a good card. This says 100% yes. We are going to be safe. Oh, thank God I pulled another card, and I'm not pulling any more. We're going to be safe, you guys. It just might not be, it might not be pretty for a while. All right? Might not be pretty for a while, but we are going to be safe. All right? We're going to be safe. Whew. Boy, am I ever glad to be done with this. If you guys have any additional questions that you think that I should have asked and maybe didn't ask, please let me know. I would like to, further this discussion with you. If there's a lot of questions, I'll do a second set on this airport, because I think that there is definitely more to learn about this. So I thank you for joining my channel. And, be sure to post any comments that you have. Maybe you'll see things in the cards that I didn't see, because the cards give a lot of hints. So I'd like to thank you at this time for being on my channel, and, appreciate you and everything that you can contribute to some of these mysteries, because it's not just me giving you the information. You also might have some theories or information that I haven't covered. Please share it. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.